Hey guys, it's Chris at Highline Guitars. You're watching another one of my YouTube guitar building videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that by the end of this video, I'll have earned your subscription. So what I'm going to cover today is a little known tip for doing the spot leveling on your frets. And this is something you probably haven't heard elsewhere before, but as I explain it, you're going to think, wow, I never even realized that, never even thought of it. But when I make a guitar, when I get close to the final assembly process, I will level the frets at that stage. However, I will not recrown or dress the fret ends yet. I'll just level them. Then I'll put the strings on and I will set the action, tune the strings, and adjust the intonation. At that point, I can then pick up the guitar and play it in the playing position. And I will play each string at each fret all the way up the fretboard. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for potential fret buzz. Doesn't always happen. In fact, if I've done all of my work correctly leading up to this point, I'm usually in the clear. I don't have to worry about doing any sort of spot leveling. But if you're new to building guitars, there's a greater chance that you might run into a fret or two which may have spots that are higher and can cause string buzz. So when you encounter string buzz, if you really know what you're doing and have experience, you can tell exactly which fret is causing that string buzz, which one has that high spot. And you can make a mental note of which one needs to be adjusted, but if you want to confirm it, you'll use a fret rocker. And you'll go in there and you'll check to see which fret is causing that high spot and the string buzz. From there, you can do your quick spot leveling. And then once all that's done, you can move the strings out of the way. You can do your recrowning and dressing the ends and the final bit of polishing, and you're usually good to go at that point. However, there is a question that has come up from viewers in the past, and that is, how do you check the first fret and the very last fret? Well, it's pretty simple, and I'm going to bring you in closer and I'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, so let's say this first fret is higher than the other frets. Normally that really wouldn't be a problem, because when you press the string down to that first fret, the string is going to be higher than all the other frets, so it's probably not going to buzz. However, if you have your action set, say at the 12th fret or wherever you like to set the action, and you've got it just right, when you play the strings or strum them, any of the strings that are open could buzz on that first fret because it would be higher. And you can't check to see if it's higher with your fret rocker, because the fret rocker is designed to work 3 frets at a time by straddling the middle fret, sort of like a fulcrum or a teeter-totter. And if this middle fret is high, because that's what you're actually checking, you'll know, because the fret rocker will rock and will click against the first and the third fret. But how do you check the height of that first fret? Well, if the fret is lower than the other strings, when you press that string down, it's going to buzz on a higher fret. And you can check that simply with a fret rocker, because if that first fret is lower, that means the second fret is higher, and so it's going to act like a teeter-totter and cause that clicking sound. Then you know that you need to bring that second fret down lower to the same height as that first fret. Because remember, you can't raise a fret that's lower than the others. You just simply have to bring all the frets down to the same level. But if this fret is higher and could be causing buzzing problems when it's played open, the way you test it is you take your fret rocker with the longest edge and you place that down, straight down onto basically the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd fret. Then you slide it forward until that tip comes in contact with that first fret. And if that fret is high, it's going to hit it. You can kind of hear that. Also, you can place the fret rocker right on top of the frets and then slide it back. And if it clicks when it comes off, then you know that that first fret is too high. You can hear that. Now you got to make sure that the fret rocker is placed straight down. If you angle it, you'll get an inaccurate reading. But then I can move over to this next position between these two strings, and I'm still getting a little bit of that click. Move over to the next one. Nothing. So I know that this end of the fret is level, but this end, this one's high. So I need to spot level just this section to bring it down to the same height as this one. And then once that's done, then I can proceed on with checking my fret level all the way up. Now the same process is true at the other end. Now here at the other end, the frets are much closer together, but that really doesn't matter. We can place the long edge if we want to. And I like to use a long edge because this one has a point that sticks out, whereas when you hold this one, this edge is kind of leaning in. This one's leaning out. So you just simply place the fret rocker on it and then you slide it back and forth, listening for that clicking sound. And I'm not hearing anything, so I know that this fret is at least as the same height as these. Now it could be that the fret is a little bit lower, and that you would tell by just doing a traditional standard fret rocker. And if it rocks, if it clicks, then you know that this fret will be lower than this fret, or this fret would be higher than this fret. And that's truly what's happening. Because remember, you cannot make the fret taller. You can only make all the frets lower to be equal to whatever that fret is. So, but yeah, that's just a simple way to tell if that fret, that last fret, is higher than the other frets. All right, guys, well, I hope that little tip makes sense and is useful to you. If so, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. And as always, until the next episode, take care, stay safe, and I hope you'll be back for future guitar building videos.